Yo, 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 this city speaks. We here with Allie Boy, Ronnie, and I got Spence. And you know who I be. Barbara.
We're talking about two of the most important things in the world today. Sympathy and empathy. Isn't that right, host Allen?
I wouldn't say the most two important things.
Those two things are very important. And I am Allie Boy, and this is The City Speaks. So, like Spencer said, we're talking about sympathy and empathy. They rhyme, they go together, they mean the same thing. They're two different things. It's hard. It's hard for some people. It's hard for me. So I think I understand it. What does empathy and sympathy really mean? I need to understand your feelings, all of them, or just like the bad ones.
Yeah, I feel like sympathy specifically is like when something specifically bad happens to someone, you like identify with them. Mm-hmm. Whereas like empathy is just like in general, like imagining yourself in someone else's shoes, like your day-to-day life, their experiences, their life perspective, and just like imagining how they see the world and how they feel, right? And that sort of thing.
So if someone wins the lottery, and I'm just going on the more happy side, right? Someone wins the lottery. Are you cheering because they won? Do I cheer with them?
You can be genuinely happy that
that classify
that a blessing has happened to another person, or that they, something good came into their life. Cause we all joked around, oh, that's my cousin. So it's a joke amongst, but it's still of laughter and joy and gratitude. Nobody like F them. Oh, I'm gonna go and rob them. So it's you can celebrate with them.
But it's easy for a person to be sympathetic and empathetic with somebody that wins money because you need money. You need that empathy and sympathy to come in when a person is down, angry.
When it's hard.
Yeah.
True.
I feel like that's when you really need to feel sympathy or empathy for someone.
So empathy and sympathy don't go into someone being happy.
Not those emotions specifically. Right. Like you can be happy for someone, or be joyful for them or with them. I think that's a little bit different emotion or mindset than sympathy and empathy.
Yeah, being happy and sympathy and empathy. Yeah.
I think sympathy and empathy has more to do with like someone who goes through hardships or someone who has a struggle that you don't really have.
Right.
Yeah, true.
So if I like punch you, you're gonna feel it.
Not feel it, but I don't understand how she understand her feelings.
They're gonna be like, "Oh man, you shouldn't have done that." Yeah. Oh, look at
you
your eye.
Okay?
Yeah, like that. Right. Are you okay? Oh yeah, dang. That is so tragic.
Like if you know someone that had a family member or someone close to them passed away, how are you going to feel?
Yeah.
That's where that comes in too.
Like you just had your friend recently. Yeah. He just lost one of his parents or something like that.
How did you feel?
That's you being empathetic towards his situation. How would that you stepping into his shoes? How would you feel if you lost a person that was really close to you?
Right.
Yeah.
That's being empathetic.
I'm saying I know how I would feel, but I'm saying,
how would you feel?
Sad.
So you putting yourself in that person's shoes. They probably feel sad, or everybody got their own different way of mourning. But just to be like, oh man, that's a sad situation, and I can feel your pain or sympathize with you or empathize with you.
If you argue with somebody and they trying to get you to understand their point of view.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, that too.
It's perfect. That's the perfect.
Yeah. Are you going to understand them? Even though it's okay to have your own point of view, but can you understand their point of view as well?
Yeah, like that. That was perfect. that's great.
That's probably where I miss.
That's where you lack. That's where your brain disconnected.
Not disconnect.
Like I'm always behind.
It's not 100. Like It depends, especially if it's dumb. Like if we talking about 1 + 1 is 2 or 3, and you swear it's 3, and I know it's 2.
What if they put the
Okay, so
around
if they're saying something like that, like then then that I would think like okay, that's probably a symptom of something else. Like okay, did you not go to school? Did your parents teach you weird stuff? Do you have education? Then I would look into it further. There's probably more things there that you could be sympathetic towards, but like that specifically, you don't have to like agree with them. There's probably more underlying issues going on if they're saying those sorts of things.
So like, say my girl like come in talking about, yo, they fired me from work and everything. I'm like, that's crazy.
That's all you gonna say? If that's crazy,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna be like, well, I understand how you feel. I've been fired before. What can we do next? Like,
Right.
that's crazy.
So where do you lose?
I lost $10, man. That's crazy. Where you think you dropped it at? That's what I like you gonna say.
What am I supposed to say?
What would you? I'm saying, I'm like, man, you lost $10. Can I help you? Do you need it back? Did you really need it? Exactly.
I'm just like, man, let me go.
Let me go
Make sure,
reset.
right, make sure I ain't lose nothing in my pockets. Dang, man. Hope you find it.
Right.
I ain't gonna help you.
Do you need 10? Like, did you really need that 10, bro?
Right. I got 5 for you.
Yes, something.
So where's the disconnect between like your emotions and not? Let me try to word this right. So you're saying like, if I say that's crazy, that's the wrong response. But it is crazy. So like, at what point am I supposed to be like,
You're saying
I feel bad?
You're saying like it's crazy that they fired her?
Yeah.
Well, that's a step towards. I think that's kind of sympathetic, because she probably thinks it's crazy too. Like you're agreeing with her in that sense.
But if that's all you have to say,
You want to talk about it?
that's crazy. Instead of,
Yeah.
oh, babe, that's crazy. Why do you think they fired you? Or what was the reason behind it? Come here. Sit down. Oh,
Yeah.
talk to me about it. That's okay. You will find another job. They're lost.
Yeah.
They missing out on a good employee. You just like, dang, that's crazy.
All right.
What you cooking tonight?
Someone who.
I just left my. Can you take?
Yeah.
Right. No trying to cheer me up. No making me feel better. Just like, I heard you, and that's good enough.
Someone
I did listen
who
to what you said.
like loses something like that, or just gets fired, or experiences some sort of loss, are usually going through a lot of grief and frustration. A lot of times they just need to really get that out to help process it. And not to get all religious and everything, but like in the Bible it talks about how we weep with those who weep and mourn with those who mourn. So it's like we it's about showing them, hey, like like your burden is my burden. I'm here to talk this out with you. I'm here with I'm here for you, sort of thing. Just
It all ties in with empathy and sympathy. I can say, like you said, you can say, that's crazy, but are you gonna help me figure something? You her boyfriend, that's your girlfriend. Oh, okay, well, when you go get your that's gonna be my thought was, okay, well, we know you got bills, okay, what can we do do I need to help you? How long I'm gonna have to help you?
Yeah.
This and that. I feel like all that ties in to each other.
Well, that's different now, because now we're talking about
Your money?
my girlfriend. No, my girlfriend. I'm single. But
You the one said it, though.
ladies, he's available.
I would just say just the situation. So what if it's like a random person?
Like, you don't know the person?
Like
I think
when famous people pass away, like when Bernie Mac died, did you felt bad
for his wife
family?
and his kids.
You don't know them.
It's just the fact that somebody is losing somebody important.
Right.
And that's where the empathy comes in. And you putting yourself in like, oh man, they lost somebody important to them. oh, I've either lost somebody important to me or couldn't imagine how it would feel. So dang, it's a sad situation, and I feel for that person. That's you being empathetic toward their situation. He had children, he had friends, he had whoever he lived. You know what I'm saying? Whoever lived on after him, his parents might have still been alive, or you know, D.L. Hughley, all the kings of comedy came to his funeral. So the people he impacted, and we all said like, dang, he was funny, or he was a good guy. He never wasn't in no this or no that. So.
So like, maybe a little bit different if it's not someone you know personally, you know, because you're obviously not going to go up to them and personally be like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, whatever. But I mean, like, if it's on the news or whatever and you're looking at it or talking about it, you can feel a little bit empathetic, you know. You don't have to, like dwell on it, you know, because it's not really someone, it's like a celebrity, you know. You're further away from them. There's no really much of a personal connection. But I mean, as long as it's, like, in your face, you can, like, feel for them, I guess, in a way.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
And just, you know, that's you paying your respects to a bad / tragic situation, regardless of who it is, you know.
Right.
So.
Alright, so check it out, right? Say you walking through a mall. You see a person in the cafeteria. I mean the food court. In the food court, crying. You gonna walk up to him and ask him what's wrong?
I have done that before. I have seen somebody crying or teary-eyed, or they felt, you can just see an uneasy look on their face, and sometimes they don't want to tell you, or sometimes they do want to tell you. Sometimes it could be a really sad sob story, or it could just be an act. It just depends on you in that spirit of moment time. If would you want someone to come up to you? And obviously, if I'm in this public place displaying my emotions, I'm reaching out, I'm crying out for somebody to walk up to me. So 9 times out of 10, especially if I'm like in a group, it's like a group of us, we're definitely gonna go over there. What's wrong? Everything okay? Who we need to go fight? Don't even know you, but just to put a smile on your face. So it just depends on the scene and the setting. I probably would.
To say that too.
Yeah.
Spencer.
I mean, I guess in that scenario, I might not. I would probably ask them like, hey, like, are you here with someone? Like, are your parents around or something? You know, like what's going on? Like, if there's no one, if there's someone else that they knew in the mall who just might have stepped out or something, I'd probably try to help them go get them or something. If they're there by themselves, I might sit down with them.
Yeah, because you never know. What's that guy on that show called What Would You Do? So that could be one of those situations. And you walking up to her, and next thing you know, Joe Quinones come out. Yeah, fancy guy. I told you I was a good Samaritan.
That would be one episode I miss out on.
You're not funny.
Let me also just say that like feeling sympathetic and like acting on it, like two different things. Like one's easier than the other. I feel like a lot of times if you would see someone like that sitting alone, like at the mall, like crying, most of the time, people would probably just ignore them if they're a stranger. I mean, it's hard to actually reach out to like a stranger like that. I feel like
9.5 times out of 10, I'm probably gonna walk.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna scope it out first.
Something like that, but even still, I would be like, "Hey, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Or you okay?" Or just say something encouraging.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna get better. Cause I've seen somebody crying before, and I had said that to them. Didn't know them or nothing. Didn't go up and try to engage in the conversation just to see a frantic or uneasy look. It's gonna get better. You never know what a word of encouragement could do to a person. So I don't gotta walk up to you and try to hug you or preach the gospel. Just something to uplift you, put a smile on your face or something. Or I like your outfit. You look nice today. Whatever, something like that. But 9 times out of 10, I would probably try to ease the moment a little.
It's not that I'm not sympathetic or empathetic,
You're not.
but it's like, so I just overthink. So this is a scenario of me overthinking. Let's go back to somebody passing away. The only reason I'm not going to tell you everything's going to be all right is because I know for a fact every person you've talked to today has said those exact words. You can only hear it's going to be okay. It was their time. You know, it'll get better in time. That's why I choose not. It's not that I don't. I just don't say it.
But you ain't gotta say what everybody's gonna say. Hey, bro, sorry to hear about your loss.
Thank
You need me?
Yeah.
Call me. I got you. Period. You ain't gotta be like everybody say. Like,
Yeah, or depending on who the person is, if y'all have your relationship outside of the funeral, you can go and chop it up on some jokey just to make them, just to lighten the
Make 'em feel better,
situation. Like, look at you in a suit. Since when? And then that just to bring a laughy, jokey connection to the point where, aside from everybody crying and weeping and moping, y'all can, you know, make a joke about it or live in their person's name. Like, what type of person was he? Or what's your best memory with y'all together? Or what's the last thing you remember? Hopefully, it's something good. Because some people be like, oh, the last thing I thought it was I hated her. So you would just hope that it would be something good.
Yeah, and I kind of identify with that because, like, when it's me going through loss, like, yeah, when the 13th person says, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss," like that's like, okay, I get it, I accept what you're saying, but like, I've heard it before. A lot of times for me, it's just like when I'm at like an event, like a funeral, it means a lot when people just come up to me and just say, "Hey, you know, hey, like, how's it going?" or whatever, or just a tap on the shoulder, you know, just acknowledgement that like, "Hey, you see me in my grief," and that's really it, you know, like that. Some small acts like that, like, go a long way, I think.
Yeah, or you can just go up to them, hug them, and tell them, "I love you."
Yes,
I love you.
Yeah.
I love you. Look nice too. Right. New shoes.
So, like I said, it's not that I'm not sympathetic or empathetic. I overthink situations. I overthink my feelings in those situations. I can only feel for you so much because I don't know the situation. You know, if your parent died, I don't know. My parent is still here, so I can't really understand. Maybe I understand a little bit about how you feel, but I won't never fully understand.
You don't have to
so
understand,
I choose to. I fully choose.
I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I still kind of choose to just fully disconnect because I don't understand. So I don't try to understand.
I'm gonna let you in on something. You might get tired of hearing, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss," sorry, but I bet you're gonna remember that person that didn't say it. You might have heard 100 of them, especially the ones I feel like that are close to you.
Yeah.
You gonna remember that person, like, "Oh, bro ain't even pick up the phone and say nothing."
Yep, knowing what happened. Yeah, like that.
That's how I'm gonna feel. I'm like, okay,
Right.
nobody's saying, you know what I'm saying nothing. This person that I know that I've comforted in that time, in their time of need, they didn't say nothing. Like, I'm gonna remember that versus you being 101 person saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for your loss." So remember that part. Remember, saying something is better than nothing.
All right. I'm gonna say it one more time. It's not that I'm not sympathetic or empathetic. I just overthink. So I am sympathetic and empathetic. As long as I stop thinking. So, if you're still here, and you're still watching, stop thinking. And press that like button and subscribe and turn on post notifications on. I'll see you next time.